All right, Tactical Misfits. Today, let's talk about holster setup, belt setup, and let's get those first draw strokes in. So the first thing we want to talk about is your belt, what you're going to have your holster attached to. And it needs to be stiff. I'm not gonna lie to you, a lot of people are using just regular leather belts, and that's not gonna do it when you've got a firearm attached to it. When you have that weight attached to it, it flexes your belt. So you want something that has a lot of rigidity to it, that very much like this. This is the inner belt for Nicole's gun rig. And usually, this is great for concealed carry. You can carry inside the waistband or outside the waistband. It gives you enough rigidity to attach your holster to. But the great thing about belts like this is called the inner belt, is on the Agalite system that she has, you have the magnets in here that correspond to the magnets there on the belt. You can see the chevron, the two round parts. And when you get near, bam, it locks together, makes it really easy to index your belt. And then you just push it to the Velcro all the way around and click, you're done. Your belt's on and set up. Great, easy system. I don't have that fancy of a system because I've got old school and it still works, and I'm too cheap to buy a new one. So my system is an old 511 design from probably 10 or 15 years ago. Has an inner belt that's nice and stiff, but it also has this gun belt that distributes the weight around your hips. It makes it really comfortable. One thing that I'm gonna point out is both of our belts use a Cobra buckle system. And that's, if it's buckled correctly, that'll hold way more than I weigh. And then you've got a rigger loop here on mine, as well as on Nicole's. So if you ever need to use it for rappelling, I don't know why you would, but if you happen to, it's there as an option. All right, next, let's talk about your belt layout. If you're right-handed, obviously your holster's gonna go on your right-hand side, and your magazine pouches will go on your left-hand side. Both Nicole and I are running mid-drop holsters. And that just means that it's down a little further from the belt, but it's not all the way down on a leg rig. And I think we had a video about this a while back. Very simple, very intuitive, in my opinion. A leg strap with this type of holster is a must, because otherwise, as you draw, it'll tend to pull away from your leg, and that'll keep you from being able to have a smooth draw stroke. So having a leg lanyard, or whatever this is called, leg strap of some sort, is important. And on this type of holster, you can run a level 2, level 3 retention holster, or you can just run a Kydex friction holster like I'm running right here. That's a personal preference issue, and depends on what type of work you're doing issue. On my belt, I also have a dump pouch that you just pull the string and the dump pouch expands, and then 2 magazine carriers. Now, I have mine set this way just because of what I'm running lately is just pistol drills. If I was doing 2-gun, the mag pouch is gonna go over another step over this way, and there's gonna be an AR mag carrier right here. But that's how I'm currently running mine. Now, what's the difference, you might ask, between straight up mag carriers and the slanted mag carriers? Well, simply the slanted mag carriers make it a little easier to grab and draw your magazine. Makes it a little faster for reloads. They're spaced a little further apart. It just makes it a little cleaner that way. All right, let's go ahead and step over to the firing line, do a little shooting, and talk about this draw stroke and the 3 steps of a draw. There is the draw, the rotation, and the press. Let's break all those down one at a time and see if we can't get that a little easier to understand why you break it down into 3 pieces. Number 1, your draw. Your draw should come with a tight grip as high as possible on that pistol. Should come straight up. One of the things a lot of people do, especially new shooters, is they're anticipating the forward movement of the gun, so they try to draw like that, and you get bound up in your holster half the time when you try to draw forward like that. So straight up is your draw. Every time, starting down here, you should be able to wrap your hand around and draw. If you're starting up here, down, draw. Either way, you should be able to draw quickly from that side. Your second step, that rotation, I'm going to show you right here why that rotation is so important. Let's say you're in a defensive shooting situation, you come down, draw, you're already in a position to shoot, and now you're pressing out, okay? And I just demonstrated right there why your weak hand is so important in a draw stroke. Anytime we're drawing, we want our support hand or weak hand coming over, getting ready to join that draw stroke. If you have clothing in the way, that weak hand can clear it. If you have a coat in the way, that weak hand can clear it. But either way, you want that weak hand there so you can establish your grip as quickly as possible. Last, the press, and I think that's pretty self-explanatory, but let's go over that anyway. The press is the press out from the initial draw stroke, okay? The press is going to be the motion that puts you into your full accuracy stance of firing. So obviously, you need to do everything multiple times to get used to it. The biggest part of this I want to communicate quickly and effectively is, do not try to be fast with all three at first. If you're going to be fast with one. If you're going to be fast on that draw. Concentrate on being really good at getting your pistol to clear the holster quickly and effectively and not getting hung up on things. Make sure that your technique on your draw is as smooth and reliable as it can be, because everything's going to build on that. Then work on your rotation, then work on your establishment of grip and your press out. But first, let's get one thing right first. Let's get that draw every time. Again, great dry fire exercises, right guys? Okay, like I said though, the important thing here is going to be clearing and rotating. And that safety, that thumb safety, comes off as we rotate. So we go clear, rotate, bang. We're right on target. Now you can see where the target's at. This is a standard 7 yards out right now. Let's put on some ears in real time. I'm not going to stop the camera. Let's see how close I can get to hitting that target. All right, 7 yards out. First try here. One shot, one kill, guys.